Let me show you how I edit my photos. Starting the timer. So what we have right here is a good friend of mine, Marquise. Marquise is going to be my, person that I use for editing. Really nice shot. I love this shot a lot. What I typically do is start off with the basics. I don't have any presets or anything of that nature. I know you can add presets if need be, but I usually just do this for every photo of mine. Well, I won't say every photo, but the way I do it is for every photo of mine. So always start off with exposure. Make sure I can get it probably slightly brighter if I don't like it the way it is already. I don't want too much because then you get this effect. So let me just go back or reset it. So probably just a tad bit. Then black point takes the dark areas that were there, or you can say per se shadow, and it brings it out more so I can keep the areas I want more brighter in photo, and then the darker kind of more just pop out more, so I don't mess with I don't know, it's really kind of hard to describe that. It really is. It looks kind of like it was before, but I like it this way. Now, in this section, enhance, I typically just overshot the vibrance to 50% as much as I can. And then saturation, I tend to either leave it as is or I at least boost it. I don't want to boost it all the way. I'll boost it like roughly around here. Now, clarity, potential photographers that's doing business will most likely tell you never to mess with clarity. Based on your style, based on how you want to design your workflow, your art, I will say mess with it. Particularly me, I tend to go non-clear, which is to the left, for a woman, and I tend to go for the right for men because of the fact that you want more detail in the muscles, and for women you want more softer skin, so it's easier for me to say yeah and nay to. Again, you could overshoot this. There's nothing bad, nothing wrong with this. You get a lot more details than need be if you even do a close-up, where he's a lot more smoother now. Give him that rugged look. Probably say roughly around there should be alright. You can also see in his veins. And his shirt. Okay, I don't touch the white balance or shadow and highlights or profiles unless I feel like it's needed. This doesn't feel like it's needed. What you do is, if you do end up doing white balance, it actually turns the white balance, and you gotta adjust everything here, which is just not a bad look. If I would do it this way, I might just do that. That's not bad. Creativity, people. Creativity. I think I like this look actually a lot more than I thought I would. And that's the thing about photography when it comes to doing these edits. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get unless you just keep playing around, mess around with it. Just have to have the understanding of what these things do. Alright, so detail refinement. So I always shoot the radius up to 100%. Just always. That's for me. And as you can see, and I go from 0 to let's say 100. It's a lot more sharper. I never had it this sharp before. You see all the grain. Let's try something random, right? Just for sake of video. Luminance is obviously noise reduction. I've never done this before. I never like shot up these all at 100%. I don't know, the thing is, it's not a bad look when it's shot at 100%. This is just not my style, per se. Usually, I would do, let's say like 30, between 30 to 40%, just to give that definition. And I could drop the luminance down to roughly the same. That way I don't have that noise that I had earlier. And then everything else, you add noise, tones. I can do curves if I want to. I rarely mess with the curves here, but at times I do mess with the curves here. At times, I don't do it all the time. Because he gives a more defined look. If I just tweak it just a tad bit. Like I said, I don't usually do this. So I'm going to leave it as is. And that's it for my raw files. This is how I usually do my raw files. Minus the white balance. I don't do that white balance either as often. This is my raw file. It looks immaculate. It looks excellent. It looks definitely fine the way it is. This is the basic edit that I will call it. So when people be like, "Oh, what's the difference between my basic and my creatives?" And it's like, this is basic. This is basic edits. From here, I would only do this because I like it to the fact that it's like there, but it's not there. So it's visible, just not, So basic edits outside of this, copy in case I mess up this file. I don't want to mess up the file and, have issues later on. Let's go through, clean up any blemishes. Typically, people wouldn't use the brush and paint tool. They will use the blemish tool, but I tend to use this. It feels easier for me. But yes, I go to this guy's body and just get rid of some of this stuff. Now, as an editor, this is tedious. I can promise you, it's a lot better to go through the details. I like the veins. And make sure there's nothing. Okay. Now from here, my friend probably gonna hate me a little bit. Just a tad bit. I like this, but to keep with the trend of what I did for every other photo, we're going to fix them up a bit. So get the clone brush tool, clone a piece of that, and we're going to straighten this out a tad bit. And we're gonna do the same thing to the beard, you know, shit. You may not like this, but it'll be fine. It's for the sake of the video. And I promise you, wouldn't even notice. Like that. He's a photographer too. So, technically speaking, he should. Somewhat to a degree, at least. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of feel like this gotta be touched up just a tad bit more. Only because this side. Okay, see, from a distance, it looks really nice. From a distance. Okay, this right here is enough for me to say basic, done. Usually, process like this will take longer because some people have blemishes, some people don't. Alright, so we're at 13 minutes so far. Mind you, this is not per photo. So, what do we do now for creatives? This is where it gets a tad bit gray because, you know, you can do anything that comes to mind, any possibility. There's so many options I could give him. Oh, almost forgot. So here's before, here's after. And this part takes a while because now I gotta think about what can I do, what should I do, what could I make look dope, etc. I'm just trying stuff to see how stuff. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing. This might be the play. I fucked that up. Okay. Then from here, get the live mask tool or mask layer. I love the feature ever since I discovered it a few weeks back. So you live mask a layer, and then you come here to color. You want black to take away, and you want white to reveal. Make sure my brush is on spray, so it's easier to not overly do this. Let's enhance this, and let's erase per se. Now, the reason why this is a lot more beneficial than using the erase tool, one, because now you get that little like dark effect around them. But let's say if I wanted to bring this back, I can bring this back now just by going like that. And it's very simple. See? Well, best to go this route, if possible. Most likely it should be. I don't want to make every streak look like it's behind. Kind of want to give that vision of like he's in between some of the streaks. So like for this one, I might reveal this one back. Trying to figure out why this is like a white. Excuse me. Trying to figure out why there's like this white streak that's still somewhat visible. Like I have to click twice just to get rid of it. That's the first time that ever happened to me. Not 100% sure why. Now, I know I probably should have mentioned this in the earlier video, but this is Affinity Photo that I'm using. All right, that looks that looks crazy good. Good, me boy, good. Maybe. No, I can't show color here. I have to do it in here. I can do color overlay, which gives me that. What I might do instead of color overlay is gradient overlay. It'll give me a little bit more colors to play with. Just a little bit, not a lot. I want to match the colors of his fit. Might see how this looks. It's not bad actually. Okay. Now, only thing left I might add will either be some paper or some plastic, just to give it a bit more touch-ups. Might use this one. So I'll take the plastic. This is really simple. I purchased these plastics, so these plastics are, I believe I got it from like Studio 2AM. I think that's what they call themselves on, if you Google it. Really clean work that you can use. And no, these are not Affinity Photo Pacific, but you can use these overlays. It's not bad. Usually I tend to go for lighter color. I think that's how you pronounce that. Torn between light and light color. And the last final piece, I just now take the areas around here. I have to do this below, and I do a black to make it seem like this was kind of like a picture itself that's within the frame, or within the plastic. And don't worry about this. You'll see what I'll do in a second. I just go by the edges. I try my best to only do one stroke, because if you do, let's say go up here, if you do one stroke and then another stroke, it overlays that stroke so it's darker in that area. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect either. Just those areas. So now you see those. So what I do is I go from here, Gaussian blur, Split this up a little bit so it's not seeming like it's just too straight on to a degree. And then from there, bring down the opacity. So it creates a shadow E effect. You just want a hint of it. I don't want it to go fully away. And that's it. That's my creative edit. And we're hitting 20. I don't know if my camera can pick it up. Hold on. Maybe it's just my phone. Okay, there we go. We're in the 27-minute mark. So roughly speaking, it takes me about, depending on, the photo, roughly speaking, 30 to 45 minutes to do creative per photo. And it's like 2 per hour. Usually the client has me, I'll end up roughly doing, let's say, depending on how heavy you're creative and what type of creative, ones like this will be running nearly an hour. Maybe on one, maybe. That depends on, like, I might take this entire thing away and whatnot. But because I'm running out of time, let me not. let me save some memory on my card. So that is my image. That is what I do for my creative edits. This takes a while. This takes time. This is why I do a limited amount of these, because almost oversaved. And I'm gonna save this file too. So thank you for joining me for this. This is something different. If you like it, if you want me to go more in depth in the future, let me know. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.